Welcome to the Missouri Woods and Water podcast with your host, Nate, Micah. Later down the road, going to hear Chase. So,
yeah, at some point. We've got ourselves a Tales of the Chase episode.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a first.
Kind of funny. It's my son's name, too.
That's very true. Very factual.
But, I don't know. We hunted this story. We actually, what was it, about
2 weeks
10
ago?
days ago now?
It was on a Sunday.
Okay.
It was on a Sunday. It wasn't last Sunday.
It was on a Sunday.
I feel like it was the Sunday before last.
Okay, and today's Thursday, so it was about 10, 11 days ago.
Yeah.
And, we've done a lot of hunting since then. I actually have released a hunting journal show, and you have released a few. And so I've damn near shit my pants in the woods. I also just struck out tonight when I had high hopes. So tonight I'm just like, deer are stupid. Deer are dumb. I don't like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm real glad I didn't take off. I'm glad I didn't take off earlier today. I would have been mad at you.
Yeah, because I really thought it was here's the thing. I thought it was either gonna work perfectly or it wasn't gonna, I wasn't gonna see anything. And I got in there. I felt like I might have heard something blow real quick and take off when I was about 50 yards away, but also my mind might have been playing tricks on me. So, but yeah, I didn't see nothing. And that was a long time to slowly creep down a fence line to not see anything.
Are you going to do a journal about it, or are you just going to do it here? Since, nothing really happened.
I don't want to. Yeah, I didn't see nothing. I think
probably
walked.
Well, so what happened is, one of our permission pieces, Big Buck shows up. We've had some okay pictures of him before, but we got really good pictures of him. Got some video, and he's a stud deer. So, I think we were texting at midnight last night talking about this deer, 11:30. Yeah, but you you came up with a plan to go after him today, and I chose not to go with you because work and just had a bunch of stuff going on. But yeah,
it didn't work out. The plan involved me slowly walking down a fence line about 800 yards, somewhere in there. And so I would, every time the wind would pick up, I would take a couple steps and then I would stop and I would glass the timber. And so it took me, I won't tell you part of what I was doing during that walk, but the rest of the walk, it took me.
I think you should.
I was finishing up a conference call for work. So I had earbuds in. So part of this walk is up a hill and then down to the timber where I was wanting to go. Right. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start walking until I get to where I need to really start paying attention. And then I'm just going to sit down and finish this damn conference call in the field. So I put my earbuds in and I started walking.
Was it a conversation? I'm assuming you didn't have to have a conversation. You were mostly just listening.
I was really hoping nobody asked me to talk, because then I would have been in trouble.
Gotcha.
Well, guys, I really think, why are you whispering, Nate?
Why is your background an open field?
Why are you camoed? But anyway, so I turned my video off, obviously. But anyway, it just didn't work out. So, I'm not going to do a journal about it. It just sucked.
Right.
But, so today's show is going to be a Tales of the Chase. We're just going to, I'm not going to come back and do an intro. So let's do our sponsors right quick. We'll start with Huck's Works. speaking of Huxworks and Athlon Optics, actually, the Athlon Aries EHD
ETR.
I think it's I can't really read it.
ETR.
3 by 18 ETR, yeah. 3 by 18 and the Huxworks Flow 762 Ti were on a no, we'll do it after, bud. They were on a 6.5 Creedmoor that I sighted in today. So that was about the only good thing that happened today, as I went and sighted that in for the boys this weekend. Now, by the time everybody hears this episode, youth season will have been already over, but we're recording before that. But, dude, it was sweet. I mean, it shot smooth. So,
I mean, it's a sweet gun. And how impressed were you with the Huxworks? I was really impressed with
very
mine.
Impressed. Yep, very impressed with it. It was louder than that one night that I shot it, in an open field, but with all the metal buildings around where I shoot. But I mean, still, it was great. So that my plan is to keep that suppressor on that gun. It's not going to leave it. Honestly, I'd like to just get to the point where I have a suppressor for each gun, and they stay together, type of deal. Because at this point, I really don't see myself adding much. Maybe another 6 arc potentially, but that's probably it. Although I say that, and then I'm going to want something new too. So Anyway, Huxworks and Athlon Optics, check them both out. On X, use our code MWW20 for 20% off. On X was a very important piece of today's decision-making process. You and I used it back and forth, drawing lines on it and showing each other what we would do. Hey, I would do this, blah, blah, blah. And it was nice to just send it back and forth to each other. So
it's great.
Check out On X and some of the cool new features. What'd you say?
It's great for strategy.
Strategery.
Huntworth
Gear. Use our code MWW15 for 15% off. I was wearing my Vertec today. I thought about breaking the disruption out just because it's starting to kind of get brownish.
I know. I'm really digging the Vertec, but I feel like I need to give a little love to the old school stuff too. So I don't know. I might be switching up for youth. We'll see.
Yeah. Honestly, in Vertex, what's laying on the ground, basically every time I get done hunting, I go into the basement and take my clothes off and drop them on the floor. And the next time I go hunting, I put them back on. So
right.
That's mostly why I'm still wearing them.
Except mine's usually my kitchen table.
Yeah, well, at least I don't get yelled at for that. Morel Targets. First off, we want to thank a few people. Morel Targets, Athlon Optics, Alps Outdoors. One other sponsor is supposed to be sending us some stuff, but those three sent us stuff for the youth hunt that happened this last weekend. So we really appreciate it. That helped kids win some stuff. And Morel Targets donated 2 targets. One in particular is the Mod Pro. Awesome target. There's 6 different faces with it, 6 or 7, somewhere in there. And you can switch them out in a matter of seconds and then be shooting different targets. So it's a pretty sweet bag target.
Yeah.
Reveal cameras by Tacticam. Those were big in the decision we made today to go hunt that dude. And like I said, I honestly just think he left. I mean, those pictures were last night.
Yeah.
So
I mean, who knows what
they had all morning to leave.
Right. Yeah. I do think that's one of his
Reveal
bets,
helped us. 100%. I mean, I bumped him when we put those cameras in. So Habitat Works. Give Dustin a call, 816-752-7390. And Jason Patterson Land Team, Whitetail Properties. Make sure you're checking out their social media. Jason Patterson Land Team on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because they are putting trail cam photos on their stories. They're doing a lot of social media right now trying to show you what's on the properties that they're selling. So do that. Yeah. Give Jason a call, 816-824-6282. And then finally, Midwest Gunworks, midwestgunworks.com. 2 of the things that I have on the gun that are going to be used for youth season came from them. I ordered an Arca rail Arca mount rail that works, and
Yep.
then a little QD mount for the sling, and those both came from Midwest Gunworks. That's our sponsors. I just did them all because I can't remember what number this is.
That's fine.
So we just did them all.
Before I forget, let's do a little more. Before I forget, I want to do a little more housekeeping. December 6th, mark your calendars, boys and girls. Yeah, we're going to be, just a reminder, we're going to be throwing the first coyote season kickoff party. It's going to be in Odessa, Missouri. Is it going to be well, we don't know if we're going to do it every year.
Well, I mean, this is the first year, so it's the first annual.
But annual means that it's going to happen again. Then we might do something different next year.
Who knows?
But anyways, December 6th, Odessa, Missouri at Broken Dollar Saloon. So mark calendars. There's more details
6 to 10, is that right?
I think we got the room from 6 to 10, but it's a bar as well. So, I mean, I'm sure we can hang out afterwards and, that sort of thing. So
we've got, we're going to have some giveaways. We're going to have some special guests, including Corey Groff.
Yep. Hopefully get a lot of the tournament directors there to, talk about tournaments and that sort of thing. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Shop. It'd be a nice time to kind of roundtable some stuff about tournaments and, just I don't know if we're going to have an actual what we call roundtable, but it would be fun, especially having, tournament directors together and, talking about why they do this, why does this one do that, what decisions they make and how they can, make them as good as they can. So that's cool.
Yeah. It'll be a lot of fun either way.
So December 6th. Yep. December 6th. Come, and hopefully we'll have some hats by then and we'll be selling some hats.
Yeah, and some koozies. Amy, can you order me some koozies?
On it.
We're going to have koozies.
Koozies. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a Tales of the Chase episode. We're going to tell the story, and then I'm going to let my 12-year-old tell his version of it after, because this is his first ever archery kill.
Yeah. And only his second deer, correct? Third deer? Yeah,
he's killed
that's right.
two with a rifle.
That's right. Yeah, he got the button and then the buck last year, and then, or was that 2 years ago?
Yep. No, the buck was 2 years ago. He didn't kill anything last year.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. No. So he killed a button buck first, and then he killed a small 8-pointer the next season, and then last year he didn't kill anything. And then this year is his first year. Well, not his first year, but the first year he's killed something with his bow. Now, it's a crossbow. He still can't pull back enough poundage to use a compound. So anybody that wants to say it's not archery, that's fine. But you can also kiss my ass. He's 12 years old. So we're going to call it archery because that's what it is.
Yeah.
In this case, he's not an able-bodied male that can pull back a 60-pound compound bow right now. So anyways, so I guess I'll let you start the story since it kind of started with you.
Well, I mean, you've had some personal stuff going on that we don't need to get into or whatever, but like I kept on asking,
yeah, it's weird.
Like, what's up with the boys?
I'll get into it. I found out I have a vagina, and it's really weird. But just kidding. All right, keep going.
But so we found, so and I kept on asking about the boys. It was starting to get good time to be hunting. Temperatures were dropping. Might not have been perfect weather, but deer were moving and definitely seeing them in daylight. And I was like, with everything you had going on, I was like, hey, let me take one of the boys going. I know they can do the archery now. Obviously, you wanted to be there, but you didn't know if it was going to happen. And like a lot of our properties that we have together just don't work great for kids yet because we don't have any stands. We're either on the ground or saddle hunting for the most part. So, I need to kill does at my property, my main farm. I got plenty of stands. I got a 2-man. I got some other stuff. So I was like, hey, let me take the boys, or whatever because you didn't know if you were going to be able to go. Turns out you were able to go, and we ended up going that Sunday night. I don't remember the date, and we kind of split off. You took Chase, went to the 2-man. I took Caden. He sat in my stand, and I got up in the saddle in the tree next to him. So I'll get into our hunt, me and Caden's, because obviously I was there. It was kind of a slow night. The only thing, we had a little button buck come in. It came right underneath me. It started licking my sticks, actually. So I was able, Caden, that was the only thing off limits for Caden. He could have killed any buck, any doe that came in. Unfortunately, nothing did. At one point,
it was obvious because it was right underneath you.
Yeah, like I saw it come in, and I was like, "Hey, man, there's deer, because we can do hand gestures, and I can kind of whisper." And he's like, "Okay." And before he probably even saw it, I was like, "Hey, it's a little button buck." And he's like, "Okay." So I mean, I guess I never went over like, "Hey, don't shoot a button buck." So but he was like, "Okay, yeah," and he didn't. No big deal. Well, yeah. And so it actually made its way out into the food plot, which we were hunting over, and he was it was milling around or whatever. At one point, I did have to back him off though because the deer actually ran away. And we're like, okay, it's done. It's done eating or whatever. We didn't spook it or nothing. It just kind of ran away. And then like a minute later, it came back. And he's like, I think it's a doe. I'm like, it's the same deer, bud. Like, just slow down, slow your roll. It's the same deer. So, we're not taking that. But yeah, so that was kind of our night. And let's hear your side.
Let's rewind a little bit. Caden this is his first year using his compound.
Right.
So yeah. He is searching for his first kill using his compound bow. So that's kind of like my whole goal for this season is to get Chase his first archery kill, Caden his first compound bow kill, and Bennett his first kill, period.
Right.
So, that was kind of the idea why we were taking both of them together because we wanted both to have the chance. And we actually thought they could both kill something that night. Like we thought we could double up.
There was definitely that potential. Like I said, there's plenty of does out there. So it happened to be, and I think on I have a camera over my other food plot. And if we would have been over there, if the wind, so obviously with his, we had 4 people out there, so we had to be real cautious about the wind. And the one we had worked out best for where we were at. If I had it my way, me and Caden would have went to the other food plot just to give us more space, Right. And there was a few does that showed up that would have been essentially chip shots, great opportunity for somebody's first time, but it just didn't happen that way with the wind and everything we had going on.
Yeah, well, and I guess we'll get into Chase's. When we were walking in, all 4 of us walked in together, and you've got this path mode that we were walking down, and as we're walking, you stop us, and you're like, I think there's a deer in the trail, and so you pulled up your binos, and there were actually 3, and they were in front of where I would have expected the deer to come from, where me and Chase were sitting.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, that's not great. Like in my mind, I didn't say anything to him, right. But we go to the stand, we get set up, and I'm thinking to myself,
but we got there
ideal.
Yeah, but we got there pretty early. I don't think the deer were on their feet. I think they were just, because I had pictures earlier, if I remember right, we got out there around 3-ish. Yeah, around 3-ish. And I had pictures of those deer at 1 on the food plot just eating. So I'm assuming they just walked over and bedded somewhere real close to your stand. So
yeah.
I think.
But it's kind of just knowing what I know about the place. Obviously, you know it better than me. But you and Caden were behind us. So I wasn't expecting a deer to come from that direction. because if it would be there, you would have shot it. And so I'm like, our option is to have deer come down off the hill or, directly in front of us towards you guys. And so anyway, I was like, oh, that's not great. Plus, I think our wind was kind of blowing that way by the time we sat down, if I remember correctly. And, but anyway, so we saw those three, and then the rest of the night, we don't see anything.
Yeah.
How, I can't remember. I mean, it had to be probably 15, 20 minutes before last light, somewhere in there.
It was probably around that 20 mark. Yeah. I mean, there was tons of light left,
Yeah, plenty of light. Yeah. So we're just sitting there, and all of a sudden a doe comes from our right, which is I did not expect her to come from that direction, because she kind of came from our right and then behind, not off the hill.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, hey, Chase,
which I guess I should have told you that, because I knew that. I knew that's where they come down. So I probably should have mentioned, hey, make sure you're paying attention. Like, your, I guess it'd probably be like your 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock from that stand, somewhere
pretty
around
much.
there. Yeah. I was like, watch right there. They like to come.
And it's not,
right
she
down
didn't
there.
like surprise us.
Right.
She didn't surprise. Like she was slow about it. Like it took forever. When I started the video, which by the way, if you're listening to this and you want to watch the video of it, I posted the video. I took the video of this kill. So, like I didn't start the video for probably 5 minutes after, because she stood back in the timber, forever. And so I was just like, hey, Chase, get ready, So I kind of moved Chase, and I was hoping she would come out, get onto that trail that you have mowed, and then just kind of stop right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she did not do that. She went onto the trail and then kind of immediately started going the way we walked in. And you'll see in the video, there's trees. So I wasn't real excited about that. So I kind of had to tell Chase, hey, get ready. And in the video, you can hear me kind of tell him, hey, if you don't feel comfortable taking the shot, don't do it. At first he couldn't find her, and I'm just like, hey, if you don't got it, don't do it. It's not that big of a deal. Well, he finally settled in and said, I can see her. And I did not notice he asked me this, but in the video, after watching it back, I told him she was 30 yards, and he knows that 30 yards is the second pin on that thing. And so I say it, and he goes, okay. And I tell him to take his safety off. He takes his safety off, and he goes, second line. And I don't answer him because I must not have heard him.
Yeah.
And then you kind of, a couple seconds passed, and he pulls the trigger and, absolutely walloped her. I mean,
perfect shot. You
said really, you guys could hear it.
Yeah, we heard it, and so me and Caden, and we thought, I think there was another deer possibly behind you, because we heard something crash towards us, like running through towards us. So we were thinking he shot, and then it ran our way. But like we heard the shot, and so we heard the running through, and we're like fist pumping. We're like, yeah, somebody got something awesome. So, and then obviously I think we weren't too far, so I can't remember what we called or whatnot. We just started getting down. We were like, okay, time to go help a brother out. Yeah.
Yeah, she peeled off up the hill. So yeah, there must have been another one. But I kept the video running. He tried saying something to me, and I kind of told him to listen. And you could hear her crash and die. So I knew exactly where she was, which is good, because I wanted him to follow the blood trail. And we found his bolt, or his arrow, or his bolt. And there was blood spatter all over a tree, a sapling, from where it passed through. And we started following blood, but that stuff is so thorny and thick.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'll be honest with you. I know exactly where she is. Let's go get her.
Yeah.
And it was warm outside. I had to worry about, the meat, all that stuff. So, I kind of forgot about the other part of the story. So we'll add that to the story. But anyway, it was warm outside, and so we just go right to her and grab her. And we drag her down onto the trail. And this was actually probably one of my more favorite parts of it is every deer that the boys have killed, I've done the gutting for them.
Mm-hmm.
Just to get it out of the way. I've had them watch me. But on this one, we kind of taught Chase what to do. And we let him do, I wouldn't say all of it, but we taught him, kind of how to use the knife and where to start and, what to do. We actually kind of showed him different ways because you kind of do it a little differently than I do.
Yeah.
Just, semantics when it comes to gutting. So, like, we kind of showed him both ways. Like, hey, usually I stop right here and just start pulling stuff out. And you showed him how you cut down, that
ribs.
sort of stuff. So he got to do,
Well, I always cut the ribs. You never do. If it's a doe. If it's a doe, I cut ribs.
Yeah. If it's a doe. Yeah. Which we did on this one, I guess, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah. Because I got that handy dandy saw. That thing is sweet.
Yeah, that thing was nice.
It's like, I think it's outdoor edge, but it's a pocket knife. It's like 8 inches long, and it just folds out into a saw, and it works great. But anyway, so we did that, and then do you want to tell the story about the boys dragging her?
That was true brotherly love on that one. And I'm being a smart ass. There was nothing but, well, you're not pulling enough. You're not pulling enough. You're not doing it.
Well, her legs are slick. I got blood on my shoes.
It's hard to carry her. It's hard to walk. I mean, I don't know how. If I had to guess, they had to drag her roughly around 100 yards. Something like that. And
somewhere in there, yeah.
I mean, she was a good sized doe. She was. I wouldn't say she was an old ass doe, but she was mature doe, and it was entertaining and also like, all right, boys, time to just nut up and
let's just get this done.
Yeah, let's get this done.
So yeah, they got to drag her out, and then we got the truck and went and grabbed her, and then went and washed her hands. They thanked you for letting them come out. And then the funniest part about this whole night, so I call cutting up. We use cutting up meat processing outside of Warrensburg, and I think I texted the guy, and hey, I'm like, hey, are you guys probably closed? I'm guessing. He's like, I just live a few miles away. Just let me know when you're getting close and you can bring her by. And I'm like, dude, perfect, because I do not want to have to worry about packing her full of ice tonight. And I don't think it was going to get like much cooler than like 60.
No, you would have been skirting the edge. It definitely would have wanted to get her in a cooler.
Yeah, so we got her gutted quickly, and then off to Warrensburg we went. And then when we got to Warrensburg, I had to get fuel, and the boys were hungry. So we stopped at McDonald's there in Warrensburg, and the line was longer than shit, like it always is there. And so we're just kind of, taking our time, blah, blah, blah. We get our food. And like a lot of people do, I just pulled forward and I stopped to check the food and hand it out, So I'm handing, burgers and whatever else to the boys. And I see one Warrensburg cop, 2 Warrensburg cops, and then a highway patrolman all like just fly into the parking lot. And they all park like where, people that do the pre-order or the orders park in those spots. So I see him, and I just, go right back to doing what I was doing. And the 2 Warrensburg cops get out and approach my truck, and then the highway patrolman gets out and stays back. And still, I just thought they were like walking in to go eat. Yeah. I hadn't really thought of it. And the one cop motions to roll my window down. So I roll it down, and I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, hey, did somebody kill a deer? And I'm like, yeah, this guy did. she's right in the back if you want to see it. And he grabs his flashlight and goes to the bed of my truck and looks back there. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He goes, okay, well, we got a call that somebody had a lot of blood coming out of the back of their truck, and they were worried. And so I didn't say this to the cop. After the fact, I thought about it, but so I just started laughing. I'm like, dude, it's October, whatever, 20th. Like, it's deer season. Somebody doesn't know. Somebody's from the city. Yeah. And I wish I'd have known who was behind us, because that's who they had to have called. Like, that's who I had to have called. But I got to thinking about it after. And I'm like, what dumbass thinks that I went and murdered a family and then I worked up my appetite and had to go through the drive-thru at McDonald's?
And then park on the side to eat. Like, yeah, we're gonna, don't worry about that guy. Don't worry about that guy.
That might be the busiest parking lot in Warrensburg.
Yeah.
Like, what do you but my truck's not, my bed is not covered. I don't have a tonneau cover or anything. Like, right. So would I just have a bunch of dead people in there? Like, yeah. Do people not have, I don't know. I guess I can't, I don't have that brain to not think that it's probably a dead deer. Somebody killed a deer. It was just after dark. Like, that's the time that happens.
Like, that's what would make sense.
Anyways. Yeah, but that was hilarious. So
yeah, it is a good one.
But yeah, then we we went and took it to the processor, and what's cool is I'm glad I did the video, because usually when something's going on, the first thing I put down is my phone. Like, my phone is what I care less about. What's cool is I've got both Caden and Chase's first crossbow kills on my phone. Yeah. So I was able to, I don't know if Caden's was on my phone or on the camcorder, but one of the two, I got it on video. So anyway, yeah, that's or did I get Caden's on video? Oh, anyway, don't matter.
Yeah. But you did, because I remember your phone died when you started the track job or whatever.
That's right. I got it. Okay. Yeah. I knew it died at some point. I couldn't remember if it was before or I charged it after or something. But so yeah, that's the first one of my 3 boys that got done what I'm hoping that they can get done this season. And it's no pressure on them. It's something I would like to see happen. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world for them. They won't give a shit, but I just think it'd be cool to kind of get that done for them. But yeah, it's fun to kind of experience that stuff with you, and
well, I was happy
to go out to Andy's.
Yeah, I was happy to be a part of it. It's obviously they're my nephews and stuff, and I want them to have success. And to be honest, I was just really impressed. He free-handed that shot, which is pretty impressive for a 12-year-old with a crossbow. Those things aren't.
Well, you know what's funny? What? I'm going to give him the credit on this, because that week when we were practicing, you know how I set my targets up off the patio.
Yeah.
And so he's like, "Hey, can I sit in one of the patio chairs and shoot without a shooting stick?" And I'm like, I guess. He's like, "I just want to use I want to put my elbow on my leg and I want to try to steady it. Because sometimes that shooting stick is kind of weird in the stand." I'm like, whatever. So I let him do it, and that paid off. Because we did not end up using a shooting stick, just because that platform on that 2-man stand isn't real big.
No, it's really not. It needs, how some of them are sections? Like, they got a section.
Yeah,
needs another section to give you a little more room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then the little shooting rest was too tall for him. So, anyway, yeah, I mean, and I told him, like, if you don't feel comfortable, don't do it. And
yeah,
dude, that kid, I hope he's not around the corner listening right now, but that kid is a natural. I mean, he's killed 3 deer now. And I don't want to jinx him, but all 3 of them have been just perfect shots.
Yep.
he stays calm. He does a good job listening, which is most important. So, so one deer down. Sausage coming,
man. Very exciting. Congratulations, Chase. I know you're going to be on here in a second, so awesome, dude. Glad I was there. Glad I could help you guys out. Need to get, and there's more does to be had, especially over there. So hopefully we can get them out there again, and Caden can get one, Chase can get another. We need to kill does. And if, something with horns walk by, then we'll have at that too. So.
Yep. And then to the listener, once me and Mike are finished, we're going to sign off, and then there's going to be a little segment with Chase. He's going to get to tell his story. So, the kids love doing that. And, we need to do a show where it's a bunch of kids telling their stories.
We just do.
I keep saying we're going to do that at the youth hunt, but.
That just seems like a cluster. Like that would be a cluster.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
It'd be cool, but I'm
not guaranteeing good quality, but I'm just saying it'd be fun.
Yeah, they would eat that up. That's for sure.
Yeah, we ought to think about like setting up a thing at that youth hunt someday, like a table, and just having headsets, ready to go.
Yeah,
and when people come in and turn their deer in, just see if they want to tell their story.
Yeah, like it'd be especially like it'd be nice. It's great that we have kids that we get to take them hunting, but if we didn't, it'd be cool to just sit there, have a table while they're checking them in the mornings. That way, it's a little less chaotic in the morning when people are checking in, and just come over if you want to tell your story, let's hear it, sort of thing. But obviously, we're hunting,
but we're usually out hunting.
Yeah, we're hunting, and gonna be for the foreseeable future on that weekend. So
at least the next. Let's see, Bennett is 8, so at least another 7 years for me.
Right.
Longer for you. So.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends.
Anyway,
if Laney picks it up.
She will. She will.
Yeah, I think she's got it in her. We were actually shooting the crossbow tonight. It is the Thursday before youth season, and so we took the crossbow out just so Lawson can just practice shooting stuff. We were shooting the crossbow, but he's going to be using a gun this weekend. Just to, looking down a scope. Hey, I would move the crossbow around, be like, all right, find your target, shoot it, that sort of stuff. So, but Laney, my point was she was like, let me do it. And the only thing she can do is like literally pull the trigger. So, she can't get her head up there. And, yeah. So I would aim and hold it still, and then she would just bam, and that'd be it. But she had fun doing that.
Yeah, I think she'll do it. She'll do it.
Yeah, I think so.
But anyway, thanks for listening. We're probably gonna have a bunch of Tales of the Chase coming on. We've got our buddy Bryce that got one killed. Another buddy who has been on the show. If you guys remember the Tales of the Chase episode we had called Cotton Eye Joe with our buddy Tyler Jarvis, he killed a beast.
He did
yesterday or the day before,
mm-hmm.
And so I mentioned something to him, and I think he would be down to do it. So there's another one, and there's all kinds of good deer hitting the ground. So this is my jam right here. I love listening to these stories. So be ready for some of those coming out.
Yeah, it's time. Deer are moving. Need to be out in the woods now.
I took 2 days off next week, 2 days off the week after.
You lucky.
And maybe more.
Lucky effort.
Dude, I've got 11 days I got to take off before the end of the year.
I would take off the next 11 if I were you, to be honest. I mean, I'm obviously.
Well, I got to save some for certain things.
Sure.
So,
sure.
Like, my whole wife situation, so I got to save some of those, but
right.
I got to bank some of them, but I'm like, listen, I'm taking at least 2 of the next 2 weeks off. And then see what I do is when I take 2 days off, that's really kind of more like 3, because then I work in a office day and I can cut out early and get work done later. So it kind of works out for me. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's happening. It's happening. So, Bucks are up on their feet a little later in the morning. They're getting up a little earlier. They've been checking does, hitting scrapes. It's a great time to be out there.
Those pheromones are in the air.
Yeah.
Love is in the air, as they say.
Yeah.
Those lip curls starting to happen. All right.
Yep.
Hey, we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop recording. Listen to Chase's thing right after we say goodbye. Bye, Micah.
All right. See ya.
All right. I got my 12-year-old son, Chase, with me. What's up, bud?
So,
Move that closer and then get up against the table. So, for anybody on YouTube land, if you are watching this, I don't know how the editing is going to go because he doesn't want to be on camera, which is fine. I don't want him to be anyway. We're using the same mic, but we're not. So, if this gets weird on YouTube, sorry. You will hear this on Podcast World. But, so Chase, just try to speak up when you talk because you're talking into two mics. But anyway, so we just finished our show, me and Uncle Micah, and we told the story. But this is your first archery deer ever. So why don't you tell your story? Tell us what happened.
so we got into the stand.
Or you just go straight to the stand. Okay.
It was a long wait before the deer finally came out.
I mean, we got there early. So, yeah, it was probably 2.5 hours. Even more.
So it came out to our right and then turned to left, like behind us. And from like its neck and above, I couldn't really see, so it was just its shoulder and down really. So it took me a second to really find it, and then I found it through the scope and tried to find the best spot to shoot it, since I couldn't really see most of its upper body part. And then I found a spot and then I shot it.
And she died pretty dang quick. Where'd you hit her?
The lungs and the heart.
Not the heart, but you hit her right in the lungs. You went right through both lungs. And then when we found her, we dragged her out. And then we already told this story, but you kind of learned how to gut a deer for the first time. Because all your other deer, and any time you see me do it, I've just kind of showed you, you've never really gotten your, I mean, I've probably made you guys hold a leg here and there, but you never, touched the stuff. So what was that like? Just trying to learn how that, works.
Fine for the most part.
Kind of gross.
A little bit.
Yeah, but it's just part of it because you want to, eat. You want to save the deer, and if you don't get that stuff out, it won't be good. The meat isn't good. So we showed you kind of different ways and how to use the knife so that you don't puncture. Which you did a good job. You didn't puncture anything. I did some of it, and then Uncle Micah did some of it, but you did a lot of it. So, and then you gutted her, and then you guys fought for 20 minutes about dragging her. And then we left to go take her to the processor. You want to tell the story about what happened at McDonald's? Because this is just my version of it, but what was your version of the story? Like, what did you see happen?
We were getting our food and then sorting it out. And I didn't see the cops pull up, but three of them came out of their vehicles, and then two of them came to the car and told us to roll down the window. And he was like, "We got a call for blood coming out of your truck, and what is that about or something?" So he told them that we killed a deer, and then he had to go look back and check it, and then said, "All right, well, you're good."
Yeah, it was just kind of funny. So that was another thing you won't forget about your first archery deer is the cops asked us why we had blood coming out of the truck. That's because you handled business. But good job, man. Proud of you. That's what happens when you practice. I was just telling Micah you practiced freehand shooting off a chair, which I kind of thought was stupid at first, but now looking back, it actually worked out because you kind of knew how to put your elbow on your knee and steady the crossbow. And I didn't think that would be necessary, but you were right and I was wrong. So good job. All right, man. Well, congratulations, and we'll see what happens this weekend.
Yep.
See you, dude.
See ya.